Alright everyone, what's up? This is gonna be the last video of this whole semester. Congratulations to you all. And in this last lesson, we're gonna learn how to harmonize a melody.
Many melodies can be harmonized using tonic, subdominant, and dominant. Of course, there are a lot of very complicated harmonies, but in this class, we're just going to learn how to harmonize a melody simply by using tonic and dominant, because those two are the most basic and important harmony in terms of a key or a scale. So there are 3 steps. First step is identifying the scale degree of each melody note. For example, this is D major. So this is scale degree 1, this is scale degree 2, this is scale degree 3. This is about the first step. It's very simple. So let's look at the second step. The second step of harmonize a melody is figure out if it is belong to the tonic triad, which is scale degree 1, 3, 5. Look at here. For D major, let's write down the tonic triad. So in the D major, this tonic triad is 1, 3, 5. And this dominant triad is 3, 7, 2. Or if we want to write a dominant 7th, then it is also 4. So the step 2 is about figure out if it belongs to the tonic triad or dominant triad or even dominant 7th. For example, still look at this melody. The first scale degree is scale degree 3, right? And only the tonic triad have scale degree 3. So this is tonic, which means we can harmonize this note by using the tonic triad. And then let's look at this note. This is scale degree 2, and only the dominant triad has the scale degree 2. Because there's no scale degree 2 in the tonic triad, right? So we can harmonize this note by using the harmony dominant or dominant 7th. And then look at this last note in this melody. This is scale degree 1st, scale degree 1. So only the tonic triad has the scale degree 1. So we can harmonize this note by using the tonic harmony. Of course, we've already talked about the third step, which is write down those harmony or chord symbols. Let's look at another example. This is the melody. These 3 notes is a very simple melody, right? How we harmonize this very simple melody? First step, write down all the scale degrees in the D major. So it's going to be scale degree 1, scale degree 7, and then scale degree 1. And step 2, figure out if it belongs to the tonic triad or dominant 7th. So of course, this scale degree 1 is belong to only the tonic triad. So we write down a chord symbol which is tonic. And then this scale degree 7 is only belong to the dominant harmony. So we write down the harmony symbol which is dominant or dominant 7th. And then the last one is also scale degree 1. So it is also tonic harmony. That's why we write Roman number 1. So those are the 3 steps of harmonizing a melody by just simply using the tonic and dominant. Alright, here is a question. If it is scale degree 5, which both tonic triad and dominant triad has it, then should we harmonize this scale degree 5 as tonic or dominant? Actually, you can choose either one, but it actually depends on where this note is, the position of this note. For example, if this note is at the very beginning of the period or at the very beginning part of a phrase, then use tonic. Did you remember when we were learning the tonic harmony, I told you guys that the conception and the function of the tonic harmony is be used at the beginning part and at the end part of each piece. So if this note appear, if this scale degree 5 appear at the very beginning part of a piece or a period or a phrase, then most of the time when we just use the tonic harmony. And if not, if it is at the middle of the piece or anywhere, then you can just choose either one. You can either choose dominant or tonic. Okay, after learning how to harmonize melody, here's another question. Think about it. Should we harmonize each note in the piece? Each note in the melody? It's gonna be so complicated, right? So here is another term which is called non-harmonic tones, or sometimes we call it non-chord tones, which means some notes that are not belong to a certain chord. And look at this one. We use the tonic in C major here, right? And this is scale degree 4, which is not belong to the tonic chord. But it is still allowed for it to appear in this position as a non-harmonic note. Which means, for example, even if we just use one chord for one measure, we can still write a lot of notes in this measure, such as I can write notes like this, but still just use the tonic harmony. But always remember, those non-harmonic tones always appears at the weak beat, which means it cannot appear at the first beat of per measure. Just think about it as a decoration of this chord. For example, those non-harmonic tones cannot appear at the very beginning of per measure. And for the 4/4 meter, because the first beat and the third beats are the strongest beat in this measure. So at the first beat and the third beat, there shouldn't be the non-harmonic tones. But those can appear at the second or the fourth beat. Alright, let's look at several examples. Those are all C major melody. Okay, let's look at this example A. This is a 4/4 meter. This is the beat 1 and this is beat 3, which are the strongest beat and the accent in this measure. So if we just use the tonic chord in this whole measure, it is still allowed. Actually, it is very ideal. Why is that? Because this is scale degree 1 and this is scale degree 3. Both of those strongest beats are all belong to the tonic harmony, and those weaker beats are non-harmonic tones. So that's why we can only write a tonic for this whole measure. Also look at this example B. This C, E, E, G, those notes are all in tonic, right? Because tonic is just C, E, G in the C major. So those stronger beats, which is beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, are all belong to the tonic harmony. And then look at those non-harmonic tones. Those 4, because they just appear at the second half of eighth notes of per beat. So those are very weaker beat, and that's why they can appear in this measure as non-harmonic tones. Look at this last example. Still look at this. This is 2/4 meter. So let's look at the beginning part of each beat. C and E, again, all belong to the tonic harmony, right? And those weaker beats which appear at the second half of per beat are non-harmonic tones. So we can still just use a tonic for this whole measure, as long as the strongest beats are belong to the tonic harmony. Okay, now it's time to say goodbye. A big congratulations to everyone because you've just watched the last video of this whole semester. It is a very, very memorable semester for me, and I really want to thank each of you because teaching this class brings me so much happiness, and your talent made this class a wonderful class. I'm proud of being a teacher, and I hope everyone enjoyed this class just as I did. But most importantly, I really hope everyone in my class could still keep writing music even after this semester, because I've been always really enjoyed grading all your composition assignments. You guys are the most gifted and talented musicians. Alright, goodbye everyone.